Happy Monday, everyone. Christmas is coming up pretty fast, so everything is slowing down a bit in business. I figured it would be a great time to kind of just do some easy doing content. Yeah, so today on a walk, I just simply want to tell you guys about my story with virtual assistants, how I got into it, what the framework is, and how it's been helping me really scale my business, and why I decided to make this my business so I also help other business owners do the same and get the same benefits as I have. So it all started really kind of in the COVID time, so 2020. I was working in the real estate world. It was a business partner. We were scaling a real estate team here in Denver, Colorado. Right now, we're actually outside of Pueblo, so a little bit further away from kind of the major city. We were working really hard. We began everything with about 3 agents on the team. And during the COVID time in 2021, a lot of things changed in real estate. So a lot of it ended up becoming a really lucrative time for real estate, for ownership, as well as being an agent. And with that, we experienced a lot of growth. So within the first year, we grew the team from 3 agents all the way up to I think after the first year, we were right around 16 agents or so. And that quickly became up to 32 agents within the first 2 years. I took a step back from production and I focused on everything that was needed on the back end, running the team. So this was everything that we needed to do, right? Getting our agents set up, onboarding them properly, training them, making sure their CRM was set up, creating automations, creating websites, kind of making sure that they have everything that they need to run their business under our team so they can always experience kind of the benefits that we were providing. This was very manageable, very doable when we were 3 agents, right? I was handling everything. It was going great, but then we kept growing. And with growing, we of course have growing pains. When this started becoming way too much was when we were right around that 10-15 agent mark, right? I needed some help. So a business coach at the time, he actually recommended that I need to look into hiring and bringing on our first virtual assistant to the team. So naturally, we took his advice. I sourced that virtual assistant, we brought it onto the team. And what we really began doing then was really figuring out how can we bring on that virtual assistant properly to the team. This virtual assistant began helping me onboarding agents, working with training the agents, really managing that everything I needed. So our agents as well as myself could actually properly breathe a little bit. This was a great experience. We grew the team a lot. And we also brought on a lot more virtual assistants. So started with that first executive assistant, that admin operations assistant, and then we naturally brought on a marketing associate assistant to help us with everything marketing. And then we brought on more and more to kind of duplicate those efforts for everything that we needed when it came to supporting our agents and supporting our team, right? So the virtual assistant team grew a lot. Our real estate team grew a lot, and we were getting a lot of stuff done. It was great. Through all of this, I learned a lot of things about virtual assistants. So I dove in headfirst completely into the world of VAs. It's quite scary. A lot of companies, a lot of people that you work with, they just simply get you a virtual assistant, or you may find them yourself. And they kind of say, or you have to figure out, good luck, right? Good luck. This is on you now. Like, go ahead and integrate them into your business. How do you do that? That's where I was. I was stuck for a long time, and I realized that they knew they had the skills and capabilities, but I needed them to do things the exact way that I was doing it, in the exact way that I needed them to do and get it done properly. This is when I really started understanding how to work with virtual team members of your team, for example, and properly integrate them into the business. The first way that we did it, and first way that's really important, is you have to create a lot of SOPs. So standard operating procedures on how and what you are currently doing, exactly how you're doing it, and how you can then offload that properly over to your virtual assistant. You don't want to bring any team member, for this matter, hire them onto your team to simply bring them on and say, hey, good luck, I need you to do this, and then they go do this, right? It just simply won't ever really be up to the standard that you're looking for and that you're hoping to get out of the virtual assistant, right? It's actually going to create a lot more friction than it's actually going to create good for your business. Number one thing I would recommend, even before you bring on a virtual assistant, but I actually recommend bringing on your virtual assistant and creating this with them, is focus on what you need them to do, how you want them to do it, and then create very clear instructions and standard operating procedures that how you want them to do it. Super, super crucial. Very, very important. Another learning lesson that I got when I first started growing Skale Bak as well, but also that real estate team, is it's really important to integrate your virtual assistant into everything in your business, right? Don't look at them as just a person who's there to do a few tasks for you, to just, go find these people and put it in a spreadsheet for me, and that's it. And that's all they hear from you for the day. No, really integrate them as a team member. Make them feel valued. Make them feel like they're part of something bigger than just supporting a client, right? They're part of a team. They're part of something that they're looking to grow, that you're looking to grow, aka your business, right? So the more I integrated, the more I met with them on a daily basis. We started with 15 minutes every single morning. We met, we got caught up from what happened yesterday, what are we focusing on today, what projects did we complete, what projects are we looking to complete now. We really focused on this. They understood the why behind their work and what they were doing. Immediately, I felt a huge shift in my business, on how I viewed my business, as well as how I viewed my virtual assistant team and how they help us, because they were integrated as proper team members and not just someone who I'm contracting with to bring onto the business a bit differently. So that's my start. We grew the real estate team using virtual assistants. From there, a lot of business owners, especially here in Denver, as well as across the world now through referrals in Australia and Italy, kind of everywhere and all across America, but especially in the beginning here in Colorado, they kept asking me, how are we doing so much and how are we growing so much? And my answer to all of them was, it's simply because I'm not doing it anymore. That's how we're able to grow, is because it's not stuck with me. I'm not the one who has to push the needle forward 24/7, because I simply can't be able to keep up with that, right? But by properly structuring what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and then properly handing it over to a virtual assistant with confidence, because I trained them appropriately and we created these steps for them to follow, essentially, we were able to grow. And from there, that's kind of the natural start of Skale Bak, is because people start asking me, hey, I want this. I want to do and grow and do everything that you are doing in the way that you're doing, because as the business owners, they were doing too much. And this did initially start in the real estate space, and then it just kept on growing from there. So we have a lot of clients in local service markets, HVACs, plumbers, roofers, because as business owners in those fields, again, they're doing too much, right? We need to take what they're doing and handing it over to a virtual assistant. So we perfected how we source talent, how we find talent, how we then understand our clients' businesses' problems, not necessarily problems, but areas that we can improve on, areas that we can create more efficiency. And that's how we grew. That's how we started with clients. And from there, we've kind of established and really perfected our framework on how we bring on clients, as well as how they implement virtual assistants into their business, because it's not the same for everyone. I can't just say, hey, we're going to train your virtual assistant to do exactly this and this and this. Yes, we do have SOPs, and we take all of the SOPs that I use in my business if it is appropriate, but we need to learn the framework on how we can train them on very custom SOPs for their business, for our client's business, because it is different, and the only people who know their business as well as them is them at the end of the day. So we really specialize in using the framework that we've already established, but then integrating it into a custom solution so they can really feel an impact. So that's my story. That's how we got started. We now work with a lot of clients in many different industries and many different countries. If you've been curious about virtual assistants, what it is, what they do, how they can integrate into your business, if you're even ready for it, and if you have any questions at all, let me know. I'm more than happy to quickly have a little strategy session together. I'm not a big salesperson. If it's appropriate, it's appropriate. And we just have a conversation to see if this is something that you should be bringing onto your business right now. Click the link below. We can have that strategy session and talk, and also leave a comment on how you brought on a virtual assistant, when you brought on a virtual assistant, the benefits that you experienced, but also leave a comment with those questions that you have about bringing on a virtual assistant. I'd be happy to jump in the comments and answer. See you guys soon. We're going to come out with more videos at home at the kind of studio. We're just currently visiting some family. I'm going to enjoy the holidays, but still want to take a quick walk and just shoot some quick videos. So the next one I'm going to shoot, we're going to talk about some SOPs and a little bit about the framework on how we do customize those frameworks for our clients. They're going to help you even if you're looking to bring on a virtual assistant or if you're just scaling and growing your business. That's really the content that I'm focused on. So see you guys soon. Bye.